Hi everybody, this is Gilman from Swamp Water Conjure Botanica. Tonight I just wanted to do a little video on how to dress candles. Tonight I'm going to dress a candle for prosperity or money or gambling luck or business prosperity. I've used this myself. And it works very well. It actually works usually within a day to 2 days. If you want to use a specific person, you will want to write the person's name down on a small piece of paper. In this case, I am not going to put a person's name into this candle. I'm just going to dress it for prosperity, and then later on, if I decide to use it, I'll use it for some prosperity conjure work. Some things that you're going to need: you're going to need a 7-day green candle, some nutmeg, gold magnetic sand, crushed pyrite. Pyrite's very, very good for, it's good for prosperity, but it's also really good for anything that's road opening. So if you use it for road opening, you could dress your oils with it if you have your own formula for road opening, or you can dress your money attracting prosperity oils. Here's my my money attracting prosperity oil. This is my money magnet oil. Inside, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see that there's a piece of cash money that's been cut up. This oil contains calendula, allspice berries, a pair of lodestone, male and female lodestone, pyrite, gold magnetic sand, and cinnamon. So I'm going to use my money drawing oil in my prosperity candle. All right, a few more things that we need. I'm going to move on a little bit. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's great for love. Cinnamon's also great for prosperity and drawing things to you. Pennyroyal. Pennyroyal's great for attracting money, prosperity. Normally I would use some bay leaf too, but I'm going to try to keep the herbs back a little bit because I'm dressing a 7-day candle and I don't want to overwhelm it right away. And if you're using a 7-day candle for conjure, you can always feed it later on. You can add more oils if you feel like it needs more oils. You can also add more herbs if you feel like it needs it. Another thing I'm going to crush up some allspice berries and I'm going to put them in there as well. So the first thing you want to do with your candle, find yourself a wooden dowel, metal dowel, or something close that you can push down into the candle. So with this one, I'm going to push this dowel all the way down to the bottom of this candle. Okay? Because you want to dress it all the way through, so the oil gets all the way through to the bottom of the candle. I've seen people make little reservoirs around the edge of the glass. You can cut a little reservoir and put your oil in there, as long as it stays away from the flame, because if it stays away from the flame, it won't smoke. Alright, so we've put a hole through our candle. I don't know if you can see that or not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some of my my money magnet or prosperity oil into that little hole. I don't know if you can see this. I might move this camera up a little bit. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So I'm going to drop it into that hole. Try to get, don't do even numbers. Try to do like 3 or 6. No more than 13. In this case, I'm going to go with 3 drops of this oil. Okay. You want to also get a little bit on the top of your wax, and you're gonna anoint the top of your candle as well, the top of the wax. Let's see, we're gonna go in and anoint the top of this candle just to get some of that oil in there. And we've already got some dropped inside of this hole. This hole is where you're gonna put a target's name, or if you have, if you want to put your own name, you write your name on a small piece of paper and roll it up really, really tight, and then tuck it in there all the way. Push that all the way down to the bottom of the candle with your dowel, and that's if you have a specific person that you want this spell to work for, or your conjure, or whatever. Alright, gold magnetic sand. I'm going to drop some gold magnetic sand on the top. I use these straws because it's easier for me, and I just cut the edge of the straw and it acts like a scoop. You drop your gold magnetic sand right in there. Try to get a little bit in the hole if you can. We're going to get that right in that hole. Alright, and then you want to drop a little bit of your crushed pyrite in here. Also try to get some of this in that little hole if you can. Okay. Next we're going to use some allspice. These should be easy enough just to break up with your fingers. You can drop some of your allspice berry in the top. You could use juniper berries as well if you don't have allspice. I like to use odd numbers, so I'm going to crush up 3 of these allspice berries and I'm going to drop them in. And next we can add some nutmeg. This breaks apart real easy. You can just kind of drop your allspice in there, break it up with your fingers. If you don't want to break it up with your fingers, you can use a zester, or you can use a microplane, which is like a mini grater. I like to use the mini grater when I'm using high John root, because if you've ever used high John root, you know how difficult it is to shave it. allspice. And next we'll add some pennyroyal to this. And just kind of break it up a little bit. Still trying to get some of that in that hole so it goes to the bottom of the candle. And move it around, push it around, get a good amount, but don't overdo it because you don't want to cause any fires. There's pennyroyal. Next, you can use cinnamon, you can use cassia, both the same thing, except for the fact that cassia is a little bit stronger scent than normal cinnamon is. So you take your cinnamon and break it up and drop that in. Alright. A little goes a long way, guys, so you don't have to overpower it. And we're going to kind of push that in a little bit to the wax. Pushing. But keep that wick clear because it won't stay lit. And you can kind of see how everything kind of sits in there. And a little bit of each thing falls down into that hole and fills it. Now, if you're going to use this candle for a specific person or a specific business, you want to make that very, very clear with your intent. Focus on the person. If it's yourself, focus on what types of prosperity you want. Focus on where you want that money to go, that prosperity, that luck. These candles are great because you can leave them going. This would be a 7-day. And with any type of spell candle or altar candle or anything like that, don't ever blow the candle out. Always snuff your candle out. I don't know the exact reason for that. I just know that that's how I was taught, and I've always done it that way. So there's how we dress a candle for prosperity or money. You could even add some bay to this, like I said. You could add some calendula to this if you wanted to. And make sure, like I said, make sure you keep feeding this candle. Don't overdo it. You don't want to start a fire in your candle. I guess that'll be it tonight, guys. I'm gonna keep trying to do tutorials so y'all have an idea of what I do. If you are interested in buying any of my Conjure oils or my powders or powdered incense, my web address is www.swampwaterconjurebotanica.com. I also offer divination readings, and I also offer custom conjure and custom gree-gree. So come give me a visit at my site. If you need any help, please leave a message in my contact section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So everybody have a wonderful night, and many blessings to all of you. Good evening.